Cool. And we're back with Game 4 between Bentley and Brown University. So, the last two games, kind of up in the air.
Yeah,
Real fun games to watch. But now we get to see the champ select for this game, and we do see pretty much the same bands coming out of Brown University. However, Bentley has decided to ban their own Vladimir as well as the Yorick. Mm-hmm. So they felt like that was doing too much for Brown, which I do like.
I agree. I think that Yorick was doing a lot.
Yeah. Ooh.
Jinx is strong right now.
Well, regardless, while that gets locked in, right? Let's look at the side of Brown University.
Okay.
Sejuani, Ezreal, Nami, running it right back. The same exact team comp.
Thing.
Pretty much the same thing nearly every game, I feel like. But the Ezreal, Nami, Sejuani, the same from last game.
I think that Bentley should be probably looking to get rid of Anivia. I think that Anivia was really kind of like messed them up.
I don't see a world where they don't ban Anivia here.
Yeah.
So, or they pick it, but I don't know very many Anivia players. I don't think he does play Anivia.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Anivia ban. Makes sense.
So that makes total sense. Anivia was nothing but a hassle for Bentley, quite honestly, and the Irelia Aatrox finishing out the bans for Brown. No surprise there, but with the Morgana Jinx, this is a much different bot lane than we've seen from Bentley beforehand. So we've only seen Alistar Kai'Sa. We only saw Alistar Kai'Sa, but the Shen. So Shen's a champion. I love Shen because Shen is one of those champs. Well, it's fun to spectate because, like we were saying about last game, Bentley not respecting Brown's rotations, right? Yeah. Same thing even with the TF game. But now it's on the shoe's on the other foot.
Shen,
Bentley has it, so we're gonna have to see how Brown plays around that. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I like watching Shen and Alawi.
Who plays Alawi?
I don't. Is Alawi competitive?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
I mean, to be fair.
No one plays.
To be fair, he has played Yorick like 2 out of the.
That's true.
2 or 3 out of the games.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, it must have been 2. So 2 out of the last 3 games, he's played Yorick. And a Ride? What?
These are some interesting picks.
Okay, so I gotta say, Glazed On, with his Yorick picks, Alawi does kind of suit that, right?
Yeah,
Alawi kind of fits into that split push, not even necessarily a split push, but like a lane dominant role. Mm-hmm. And he's been doing very good for himself on the top lane. He hasn't necessarily lost or won lane very hard, but he's done better than he has done worse.
Yeah.
So Alawi doesn't really super surprise me here. It's just Alawi.
Yeah, it's just, that's not exactly something you see a lot.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how well he actually does on Alawi because I have not seen much of that champion recently. But we do see the team comps rounded out. Alawi, Sejuani, Ryze, Ezreal, Nami for the side of Brown. And then over on Bentley's team, we got Shen, Amumu, Syndra, Jinx, and Morgana. So a little bit of a mixture of what they had before. They do run it back with the Amumu.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they did win the game with Amumu, but it wasn't necessarily. Yeah, he didn't have a good early game, to say the least.
Hopefully he doesn't die to Crooks again. That'd be good if that didn't happen.
What do you mean? I don't remember that happening.
Oh yeah.
I really don't remember that happening.
Never happened. Never.
Yeah. So either way, we are going to get into this game. I mean, I do know Stingod plays a lot of Syndra and a lot of Vladimir, so he plays lane bully champions against a Ryze. I'm not a mid laner. I don't think Ryze does very well into that, at least early on.
Yeah, early on, probably not. I think it's kind of a bit skill based.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely pretty easy for Syndra to kill the Ryze though, just because she adds so much like burst and damage.
Yeah. So it is interesting though. Nami picked into a Morgana. I mean.
She did?
Yeah, Nami picked after Morgana because Morgana was first pick.
Oh, right. Yeah,
or the second pick, whatever.
Usually Nami into Morgana, it's just like, it's kind of hard because her spell shield is like really huge for Nami to deal with.
Yeah.
But Nami has a lot of like poke and a lot of range compared to Morgana. So if you like are able to sidestep that, you should be fine in that lane, I think.
And the cleanse is on the Ezreal, so there's always that.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we're going to get right back into the game as soon as Summer Rift loads up. And we're loaded into Game 4 now. Brown versus Bentley University in the potential match point for Bentley, who is up 2-1 right now in this series. Brown did take their third game last game, but it looks like
It looks like they are gonna look for an invade. I think that's definitely doable too. I think they have a really good invade.
Ezreal again.
Why do they always invade through that way?
Yeah, again, they did that game too.
Usually what you want to do is you want to go through the bot river and go through Tri-Bush and hug the wall.
I mean, that's the exact same path they took game 2. And that's the exact same person who saw them take that path in game 2. So
Yeah.
they're going to set this line of scrimmage up much like they have every other game thus far. No real action has happened before 3 minutes in the game has passed in this series yet. No team wants to make a mistake here, as this is a potential match point for Bentley. But we do see these guys setting up their lines of scrimmage, setting up their jungle camps, and again, both of the junglers look to start bot side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I've been noticing this. Brown doesn't usually. They haven't really been putting wards in like right at the beginning. They usually wait. So.
They hold their wards.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the map. They do. They hold all of them. So.
I think it's very interesting because usually you get some on at the pixel bushes in the river. But.
Yeah. Now, I really am interested in this top lane matchup because I dislike Alawi as a champion.
Me too.
Just because she's so hard to deal with in a one-on-one scenario, I feel like. If she hits you with that spirit, or the touch of spirit, or whatever that ability is called, it's as good as donezo.
Yeah, I think that she definitely wins that matchup against Shen, because I think Shen is just like, he doesn't usually win lane. You know, he's more like there for the team.
Mm-hmm. But looking at this, the binding does miss. Level 2 power spike for bot lane, though, and really doesn't mean all that much, as Bentley picks up level 2 as well, just as one minion falls. So, I mean, we're kind of changing the roles here around here a little bit, right? Brown has had the team comps historically in this series that have all been about rotations, macro play, teleport plays, stuff like that. And now Shen's on Bentley's side. So can Brown play a different style than what they've done the past 3 games is something that I want to see them, be able to do. So.
But they also, but Brown also has Rise here, so Rise does have TP and he does have an ultimate, so it'll probably be easier for him to rotate compared to Syndra, but I'm not sure which one will be showing in later. So. Yeah,
and this is now the 4th unique mid lane champion that I'm2 has shown in this series alone. 4 games and 4 champs. What's the point of maining one, right?
Yeah, right.
But even still, Rise is probably one of the more difficult champs that he has chosen to play this series, so it's going to be interesting to see, because I am not a Rise player by any stretch of the imagination, so I want to see how this is going to turn out. Nice little bit of poke from Ezreal, though, but still, as he does not have his tier, he is going to have to back eventually, as Sejuani does flash Q, a little aggressive there, does not get the stun as the final auto is not there, the ignite goes down. Yeah, that was
so greedy of them.
That was really greedy.
They had no vision of the bot river. They had none. They had no idea that Mumu would be there. They had no vision.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like that was just nothing but greed there. There's no reason for them to try to take that. And using a flash as well. Like, if you're not going to land that Q, what's the point? Because Syndra still has a flash as well, and Rise doesn't necessarily have a lot of early damage. Yeah. So, I mean, it does mean 1 kill does go over to Bentley at the cost of a flash as well for Brown. So, overall, really nicely done from them. Amumu being in the right place at the right time means they're going to have a bit of a gold lead going into 5 minutes of this game. But it's not too big of a deal yet, as they are able to farm up. Again, the binding does miss, but both of these teams are going to reset, do what they can, farm up a bit. See that right there.
Yeah, see,
Yep.
See, now Shen's just taking a bunch of damage for it.
Yep, for free. And that's the Alawi. But she is almost so that is something to think about as well. So she's going to have to back eventually, as Amumu does back off the map as well. Both of the junglers resets. Sejuani has her Chilling Smite, and Amumu's got his Balmy Cinder. So he shouldn't die to Krugs. He did not die this time, so
Hopefully.
that's good.
Yeah. Good
That
thing,
one
good
assist
thing.
doing wonders for him. But Infernal Drake is the first Drake on the map, though.
Yeah.
So this could be a point of high contention here. But, ooh, the
Nami
binding
gets
does
hit with
land
that.
on Nami. The zap goes through. The bubble doesn't land, but a lot of damage goes down onto Nami. Oh, and there's the stun onto Rise.
Syndra does have R here, so.
Yeah, Rise doesn't have much. He does have the Aftershock, though, for a little bit of tankiness. So that's going to be nice, but really well done there. Now, more trading again in the top side. Alawi doing what she can. Does pull the Spirit out of Shen. Does get the double damage, but doesn't have the tentacles to follow up on any of that extra bonus damage. Now,
Shen does have ulti now, so.
ooh, that is
wow.
an interaction. And Amumu bandage tosses onto Sejuani, and Syndra is rotating now, but Sejuani knows her place. She does not want to fall victim to another death
Yeah.
as she backs off. So does not want to go through with that. And now mid lane is pushing in for Syndra, and that's to be expected, as you know, Syndra is
Yeah.
a very heavy lane bully.
Yeah.
So
Syndra is out farming Rise by a little bit, not a lot, but it's still some. I think it's really good of her. Like, for they've been out farming for the most part. Bentley.
they have been, but just I mean, at least looking at it right now, Alawi's got a slight bit of a lead, but the stun does land onto Rise.
damage.
Lot of damage, and Syndra does have her ultimate and ignite available.
Yeah. So if she can land another one of those, then
Rise is
should
dead.
definitely die.
Rise is
Yeah.
dead, no doubt. So, I mean, as long as Rise plays smart, he should be okay. He is now at that point
Yes.
with that binding there. So, again, the Test of Spirit goes through. Alawi does have her ultimate available. This is a trade-in from Shen now. Gets a lot of damage back, surprisingly enough so. Nice. Look at that poke from Nami, though. This is a big wave shoving into Alawi. That's going to be nice to pick up for her. Now the zap comes through. Amumu comes over the wall. Sejuani does not have ultimate yet. She's not level 6, and the taunt goes through for Alawi. The bandage toss comes out. The ultimate does hit 3 of them, but Ezreal gets out with a sliver of health. But Nami is not so lucky, as Morgana ult is going to fizzle, and Sejuani will get out from under that tower. Now, Rise is in a bit of a pickle here. It takes a lot of damage with those chompers and the binding co-op. But Ezreal does get alive, but it does cost Nami her life. The taunt does not land, though. Alawi is a little bit can't do much, as Infernal Drake doing some work.
Try this? I feel like this is fairly greedy because they're low and Rise is still there with Sejuani.
Yeah.
Sejuani does have R now too.
Yeah, this is very risky. Oh, that
Oh
could
my
be
God.
huge.
She missed.
Okay, she missed, but Sejuani still has the ultimate here. But Syndra is forcing them away.
Amumu is very low.
I mean, they can take this. They can steal this 100%. Sejuani is here with the smite.
That's a Shenar.
Oh, the jump is going to mean so much. Keep Sejuani away from that dragon. Why would you walk on top of that? No, and now this is going to be another one over. Infernal Drake goes over to the side of Bentley, and that's another kill for them as well. So 2 kills on this Syndra.
That was great. Syndra got so much farm off that too, and also gold off of those plates. That was really
rough.
bad. Yeah.
That was really rough to see. But Brown now down 3 kills and down 2,000 gold. And just looking at the laners in general, Syndra has oh man.
She has her Ludens already at 9 minutes, and Rise doesn't have anything yet.
He's got a tier catalyst for some sustain.
Yeah.
That's going to feel bad. But Flowey does get the pushes into tower a little bit, which isn't too big of a deal, but just looking at this map overall, it's going to be pretty rough for Brown to come back from this one with a Syndra that has 2 kills and a Ludens at 10 minutes. Bot lane does get the shove in a bit, but
Yeah, doesn't do much.
yeah. This is going to be a rough match.
Yeah, it really is. But I mean, I don't even know if they outscale, because I don't think they outscale that. Like, Rise scales really well, but so does Jinx. So It's going to be pretty difficult for Brown.
I mean, Syndra will always be able to one-shot kill Ezreal, right? That's just how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Sejuani scales into a late-game tank, as does Amumu. Illaoi, I'm not so sure of.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't think she is on equal footing with Yorick,
Definitely not, yeah.
but I think she's at least decent comparatively. So we'll have to see how this game goes going into the later matches or later time of this game. But 3 members bot lane mean they're going to get a lot of damage onto this bot lane tower. While they can't get their second outer plate, they can at least get a lot of damage and some pressure for this bot lane duo.
Yeah. Looks like Rise is going to be able to shove that in, and he is going to probably get a play off that, maybe?
No, it doesn't look like he's going to stay for it.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to go for it. But look at that. Shen trading back on this Illaoi. I feel like Illaoi is supposed to be a lane bully, but she's getting bullied out by Shen.
Yeah.
Oof. Man, this is not what Brown wants to see right now, with the lane bully being bullied out of the lane and Syndra having 2 kills with the Ludens early.
Yeah.
This is going to be a rough one to come back from, but Ryze does scale into the late game. Ezreal will scale coming into the mid game at least. And Jinx kind of takes, 2-3 items to really spike up, right?
Yeah, 2-3.
Ballpark. So Brown does have an opportunity to do something here, as long as they can play safe and kind of, stop the hemorrhaging, right?
Yeah.
Or stop the bleeding, rather. So, clearing some vision.
I think Amumu is hovering bot here in case something does happen.
He is there. Sejuani is topside just farming, so this could be another gank. He does have his ultimate available. He doesn't have flash.
Amumu is spending a lot of time down here.
Yep. Yeah, they're going for something sneaky here. Syndra is positioned towards the bot side, but I think with Syndra positioning bot side, that kind of gave away something funky was happening.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to go for anything too aggressive with that.
Jinx does get a decent amount of damage onto the Ezreal there from that trade, which is good. Sejuani is down here too.
Yeah, but Amumu is pretty much giving up all hope on this bot lane right now for that potential gank, so nothing too big of a deal.
Looks like Amumu is going to be starting to walk around mid here, trying to get vision in that bush, which is good.
Yeah, but now with the buffs coming back up again, Sejuani's going to do what she can. And Amumu is looking towards the mid lane, does have Banish Toss and ultimate. Ryze does flash, but just barely gets caught by it. Ooh, Syndra taking a lot of damage. Ignite goes down. Oh, the ultimate does miss. Ryze takes so much. He does fall with the Shen ultimate comes down onto Syndra rather. Wrong person to really go for, but even still, Sejuani takes a lot, and that taunt means she's going to be down. And that's another 2 kills over for Bentley as Brown tried to pick up 1 with the Amumu.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. I think that was a really good flash R by Amumu. I think it was a little bit of miscommunication because he started walking away from the turret when Syndra was still trying to go on the Ryze.
Yep.
So it got a little bit awkward, but they were able to do it.
So Amumu did fall for it, but they do pick up another kill on top of that, which they lost. So nothing too big. Illaoi did get a little bit of free time in the top lane, so they do get 25, CS lead as well as some turret plates, which is nice.
Looks like Syndra is going to be about 40, a little bit less farm over the Ryze too. That's a lot. I think that's a lot of gold going towards her, and she's really strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, they are going in the... Oh, man, the shield and the flash going through. Jinx is in a rough spot, but that spell shield doing so much. Oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, and she lives with just a sliver of health. What a terrible time to have to sneeze. Man, that spell shield stopped so much CC from going through.
Like that, if you can time that is so broken.
Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't break from the damage. That was a lot to just stop it. But even still, she does get away, does burn both of her summoners, and even still, Bentley take the Rift Herald on the other side of the map now.
It looks like Brown is getting the dragon, though, to trade for it. I'm not sure which dragon that is, but...
Well, they do trade a dragon for a Rift Herald at this point, so I guess that's a trade nonetheless. It is a mountain.
Get mountain. That is a good dragon to get.
You see, Amumu is moving topside, potentially. Clearing his Krugs. Let's see if he dies here. It doesn't look like he will, as he moves to his red buff. Okay, so now at this point, Alawi's got the Black Cleaver. She is starting to win some trades. Lots of damage
she didn't miss
onto
that.
Morgana. Arcane shifts aggressively forward, pops the Hourglass. Nice ultimate from Sejuani's going to mean she's going to pick up the kill onto Morgana, and the Ignite does get turned on to Ezreal, but it doesn't mean too much, as Ezreal is going to survive. The Rocket! Ooh, that could have been bad, but it does miss. So, nicely done to make a proactive play here from Brown University. Does get the Test of Spirit again from Alawi, trading back a lot of damage again. She does have ultimate still available, so...
Yeah, she definitely could go for a dive here, I think.
Amumu is not here, but they don't know where Amumu is right now, so I don't think he wants to risk it at this point, because there's kind of... The vision is dark, right? So we'll see how this goes. The tentacles are starting to come out, see how confident she feels, but yeah, not having eyes on Amumu is not something she wants to play around with.
Yeah. Looks like Amumu is going to be starting to look for... He's going to run into Sejuani there, I think.
Yep, and he is spotted on the pink ward there, so he is known that he is there. Sejuani is also starting that red buff right near Amumu. But now 3 members are converging on the mid lane with Amumu and Morgana.
Looks like
Rise,
they want that tower.
yeah, is in an awkward space here, and that tower is going to fall. Now, Sejuani picking up that red buff. 3 members now moving towards the bot side. Syndra, Amumu, and Morgana. Ezreal and Nami are in an awkward position. They need to get out of here. What you know
they're
they're rotating. This is terrible. Arcane shift away, get behind those minions. She's good to go. Binding does land on a new Nami, but Ezreal is alive, forces the TP out of Alawi, but that was a very, very late TP.
Yeah.
As well as a very late
are they almost stopped
fallback.
that?
No, they aren't even going to
they
stop.
don't
They're going to
have
pop that.
anything.
Alawi takes so much damage. Oh, and she falls to the Rocket of Jinx. This is going to be a rough one to come back from his
Where's
Riptail.
Sejuani and Rise?
Oh, man, they are backing
There.
off. That was
That's
such a
wild.
late rotation.
Yeah,
you knew
right?
Bentley was rotating that bot lane. You knew that was happening, and yet you TP'd late after everyone was already
and
there.
Ezreal and Nami, they didn't exactly respect that either. I think that they knew that they were starting to rotate too, and they kind of...
Oh, Rise gets Banditos ulted into the enemy team, but now Amumu taking a lot of damage. Ult goes back, does land on a Jinx there. It takes a lot, but
They're so
even
low.
still, that's going to feel so bad. There's no ultimate from Ezreal left, and that's going to be 5 members of Bentley walking away.
They're so low too.
That feels so bad to watch. They had so much time to back off, and that could have been so much differently if they had backed off just a little bit earlier there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was disrespect or just not paying attention, but even still, very good from Bentley to capitalize on that. And 5,000 gold lead now at 18 minutes is a pretty big one.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So, but even still, Rise does have his Rod of Ages finished. It is now stacking. He's got that tier. Ezreal has the tier, or the Mana Moon as well as the Sheen. So
Yeah, they're working on it. They're working on getting stronger.
yeah, I do
They're
think
scaling.
that they have potential here, right? All
Yeah,
they really
definitely.
have to do is just Ezreal can't get in, any sort of tussle with Syndra. As soon as Syndra meets an Ezreal dies. Right?
Syndra's gonna be doing so much damage to these squishies, and they have a lot too. They have a Rise, they have an Ezreal, and they have a Nami. Syndra's gonna do a lot of damage to any of those champions.
Yeah, so I don't think this is over by any stretch of the imagination. Just looking at these team comps, right? I think Brown can definitely come back. I think what worries me is more so how they've played in the first 3 games. But either way, we do get to see how these games or these teams are going to match up right now, as most of the Brown or University are in the bot side of the map. They are prepping for that Drake. It's going to be up in about 30 seconds now, ballpark. The binding does land.
That's a nice bind.
Yeah, that's a lot of poke onto Sejuani there. She does not yet have the Warmogs to regen. So
She's looking for it.
Oh, that's
Oh, that
done.
hit?
That is insane. Nice ultimate comes through, or the snare does stop them from going forward, but again, that's poking out Rise, and meaning that this Drake is pretty much Bentley's to take.
And Syndra has that blue buff too. It's like it's gonna be really hard for her to lose her power here.
Yeah, and even still, Shen is split pushing on top side. He does have his ultimate almost available, but he doesn't at least have TP. So Bentley are forcing this. They are pushing this issue right now with Brown, trying to get as much as they can, getting that vision control around the bot side of the dragon, and that looks to be another Infernal Drake, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks to be.
2 Infernals for the side of Bentley now. This is looking very good for them as this game goes longer and longer. Another Infernal means more damage for them. Rise doing what he can to save that tower, but too little, too late. Yeah. Sejuani is waiting in the ways. That flash missed the Q, but ultimately doesn't matter because Nami is going to fall to the curse of the sad mummy. And that is not a happy Nami as they're going to continue pushing this mid lane tower. The Bandit Toss does land. The cleanse is forced. That's so much damage now. Rise on the back line getting collapsed upon. Shen goes through. Taunt comes out. And Amumu's going to pick up another kill. 2 kills for this Amumu now. And just like that, this game is being blown wide open by Bentley. Brown are on their back foot here, trying to defend their inner tower here, and they can't do anything as they try to fall back to their next inhibitor tower. And that binding landing is again huge as Alawi is gonna fall. Oh, this game is not looking too hot as Bentley take down this tower. Oh wait, maybe they don't.
They should.
Oh no,
yeah,
they definitely do. Yeah, okay. So 2 kills, man.
They do need to back off here though.
At this point, Bentley are steamrolling over Brown right now. They don't want to give them any chance or any opportunity to come back in this game. And the True Shot Barrage does not land onto Amumu, unfortunately. So the rest of Bentley will be able to back, heal up nice and safe, and buy probably their 3rd item at this point.
Yeah. I think it was really well done by Bentley too, because they all lived, and they all lived with a really low amount of health too. So they're able to get like everything that they needed.
20 minutes into the game, 10,000 gold lead.
Really?
Nearly 10,000 gold, 8,000 gold lead. It's pretty much 10,000 at 20 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's not much different, but it's got the Rudans, got the Eye Edge for Jinx, got the Ludens, the Spellbinders, and yeah, this is going to be a rough one to come back to. So, either way, Baron is now up and available for either of these teams. Infernal and Mountains are what they have in their arsenal, and it looks like Bentley are positioning for some ward coverage on this Baron pit and try to potentially play the vision game here.
Looks like Bentley is going to be starting to set up for this Baron. I think they're really strong right now, and Jinx has her 2 items that she needs, and Syndra's she's been doing really well this whole game, so.
Yeah, I mean, so the first 3 games I praised their mid laner on Brown's side, always being the one that's carrying them, but unfortunately it looks like Rise is having a little bit of a difficult time here this time around.
Very unfortunate.
But it is a Rise, it is stacking, so that will happen regardless.
He's getting stronger, he's scaling, he scales really well.
Now, the Test of Spirit does not land as most of Bentley are shoving towards the top side, pressuring this Baron. That Scuttle Crab is going to alert Brown whenever anyone goes near that Baron pit, so I'm not too worried for them as of yet, or they have the vision control right now. But regardless, more trading in the bot lane, trying to get some split push pressure from this Alawi. Missing that Test of Spirit means you're never going to win that trade.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Bentley are just relentless in their pushing right now, trying to do what they can to keep the pressure up on all lanes. And Shen does have TP. He does have his ultimate, as Alawi has TP. So, yeah, again, missing the Test of Spirit means not much.
Yeah.
Oh, the binding again. Man, this Morgana.
That zapped it a lot.
Nami should be able to sustain. It is a Nami, so I'm not too worried about that. But
yeah, she has heals.
Now there's the Test of Spirit. Alawi does get taunted under tower. Pops the ultimate. That's a little aggressive and a little over-aggressive. But does force it. Now
they did get seen doing it.
But they're doing a lot of damage to it, and they don't want
to back up. I think it was a good backup. I think that it would have been really great to keep going there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very smart of them to keep pressuring this because they have all of the pressure they need in the world. Top lane, they have bot lane pushing with Shen, who has his TP and ultimate available. The bind does land on Ezreal, but now Ezreal has to force the cleanse out to survive. TP comes into Alawi, and nice stun from Syndra. Keeps 2 members of the enemy team out, and
Syndra is split here.
Ooh, forces the flash out of Syndra. Try to go on it. They try to engage as best they can, but the binding onto Amumu does a lot. TP coming out, or the ultimate, but the snare stops the TP from going through. Test of Spirit goes through. Curse of the Sad Mummy comes out, does stun up. Lowry picks up 1, but the beautiful stun from Syndra picks off Sejuani. Then Jinx on the back line picks off Rise. Meanwhile, Ezreal does get that free time to take out Morgana, and Shen tries to do what he can on the backside. But now Alawi is running for her life, does not have much health, but Syndra does not have much mana. Who's going to win that fight? Jinx now finds Ezreal trying to get back to that tower, but it's not going to be enough as Ezreal's going to fall. And woo! Syndra falls to the tentacle. And now Shen picks off Nami on the backside. That was a very, very messy fight.
Yeah.
And while Brown technically lost that fight, they stopped the Baron, right?
Yeah,
and Alawi does get some time in this mid tower.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't a bad trade. It was 3 for 3, I think.
I think it was a 3 for 4.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
And that's not awful with how behind they were. I think it could have been worse. Definitely.
I think they just need to get some gold in their pocket, right?
Yeah.
Now Raj has the Seraphs now, so he's gonna be a little bit safer to deal with. At least with that Rod of Ages and that Seraph's Embrace, should be all set now. Get some more damage in his pocket, but with that Baron being prevented, it is still about an 8,000 gold lead for Bentley. So really nothing has expanded since the last time we looked at the gold. So that's a good sign. The fact that they stopped that Baron from going over to Bentley bought them a little bit more time.
Looks like they are going to start playing around the dragon here instead of the Baron. Brown trying to get their vision.
Yeah, but
Not
nice
really.
bubble on
Good bubble.
Umumu. Does a lot of damage. Okay, so
they're dancing around it.
Shen is waiting with the TP in base. He doesn't have the ultimate just yet, but he is waiting.
He's going to have it in a second here.
Syndra picks up that blue buff. Yeah, they don't. Oh, nice stun onto Alawi. That is huge. He's going to go in. Alawi ults, but Curse of the Sad Mummy does go through. And Mumu does pick up the dragon, but Shen does pick off Alawi as Brown are being routed out of their own jungle. Sejuani split off from the rest of her team. Does Arctic Charge. Looks like she's just barely going to get away. The Bandassage does miss. And Bentley decide, you know what? Cut it and run. Let's go for the Baron instead, because they're running that way anyways. As they clean up the fight, they get 2 kills, and now they're looking for that Baron.
I think that should be a really easy Brown to get. I don't think there's a lot Brown could do here with just 3 people.
No.
They might try to go for it and stop it anyway, maybe.
Yeah, that Baron's gone. There's no reason to even bother.
Yeah.
And now 3 members of Brown are kind of caught with their
might
hands
be
down.
caught here.
Yeah, nice bubble.
Good bubble.
Probably saves them in the long run, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But now with the Baron going over to Bentley, that is a huge boon for them to finally break this base of Brown.
Looks like Bentley is going to reset after that Baron. They probably have a lot of gold from those fights.
Yep. Ezreal is allowed to pick up his red buff, which is pretty nice, but even still, that Baron buff, it's not going to mean too much. It's the same kind of problem we had in Game 2, right? Where Brown didn't have much wave clear.
Yeah,
They kind of remedied that with the Anivia in Game 3, but right now, they're going to be worse for wear.
They have a Rise, but I don't think Rise is enough.
Yeah. Because Rise requires some setup, right, with that mark
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's not as easy as just dropping your ultimate and, hoping for the best.
Yeah.
So we do get to see, how wave clear has been, such a big factor in this game, where Brown has struggled to be able to do anything with that. But with the inhibitor already open, that's probably going to be inhib down right here as Shen is split pushing bot lane. Now, it's the question of when Brown wants to make their stand. When do they want to fight here? When do they want to try and make their final stand? Because at this point, with Baron minions pushing in the mid lane and the bot lane, you're kind of on a timer at this point.
Yeah.
And the engage onto Sejuani goes down. Nice. Curse of the Sad Mummy goes through. And Sejuani goes down immediately. Ultimate from Alawi comes out. Oh, Jinx goes crazy. She gets excited. Gets 1 kill onto Alawi. Goes through forward. Flash from Shen goes, taunt in from Shen goes through. Does not pick off anyone, but still, with the Baron up minions, with the inhibitor down, that looks like it's going to be game. 2 members of Brown University are down, and only 3 left standing. 29 minutes, nearly 30 minutes into this game. Bentley are doing what they can to pad the KDAs, pad the scores, and pad their numbers. And look at that. They're doing what they can, almost killing Ezreal in the fountain, just barely missing it. And diving under the tower, but no, this scumbag Bentley team doesn't allow them to get the final game-winning kill. But with that 3-1 Bentley win, they win the finals of the CCS. Congratulations to Bentley University for being the first ever champs.